Football's biggest tournament is about to become bigger than anyone imagined. In 2026, the World Cup will expand to a scale the sport has never experienced before.
More countries will qualify, more matches will be played, more fans will be watching.
For the first time ever, 48 nations will compete on football's biggest stage. Supporters call it the future of football. Critics fear it could change the game forever. But is bigger always better? The answer may shape football's future for decades. For nearly 3 decades, football fans around the world grew familiar with a World Cup format built around 32 national teams competing for glory. In 2026, that familiar structure disappears as FIFA expands the tournament from 32 teams to 48, creating the largest World Cup ever held. At first glance, adding 16 extra teams may seem like a minor adjustment. In reality, it completely changes the scale of the competition. More countries from Africa, Asia, North America, and other developing football regions will finally have realistic opportunities to qualify for the world's biggest tournament. FIFA argues that expansion makes football more global, more inclusive, and more representative of the sport's rapidly growing worldwide audience. But critics warn that bigger tournaments can create unexpected problems, and some believe the true costs may only appear years later. Expanding from 32 teams to 48 does not simply add more countries. It dramatically increases the number of matches as well. The 2022 World Cup featured 64 matches. In 2026, that number jumps to an astonishing 104 games. That means more football for fans, more content for broadcasters, and far more opportunities for sponsors to reach global audiences. Every additional match creates new advertising opportunities, new broadcasting revenue, and more chances for football organizations to expand their commercial reach. The tournament will stretch across multiple countries, dozens of cities, and some of the largest stadiums ever used. For football supporters, it promises unprecedented scale. For organizers, it represents an unprecedented business opportunity. The tournament is not only growing larger, it is also entering one of the biggest sports markets on Earth. Millions of people who rarely watch international football may experience the sport in a completely new way. A successful tournament could introduce football to an entirely new generation of supporters across North America. More viewers means more attention, more conversation, and greater long-term growth for the sport. Large stadiums and major cities are preparing to welcome supporters from every corner of the world. If the event succeeds, football's position in North America could become stronger than ever before. Behind every major sporting event, there is another competition taking place: the competition for revenue. Tickets, sponsorships, media rights, and tourism all contribute to the massive economic impact. More matches create more opportunities for broadcasters, advertisers, and commercial partners. Every additional match increases visibility, audience engagement, and the potential value of media coverage. Local businesses, hotels, restaurants, and transportation services are also expected to benefit. For organizers and partners, this could become one of the most valuable football tournaments ever created. Expanding the tournament was not a random decision. It was the result of years of planning, debate, and a vision to make the sport reach more people than ever before. One goal was simple: more teams means more countries involved, more supporters watching, and more global attention focused on the tournament. For smaller football nations, expansion creates opportunities that previously felt impossible. Reaching the tournament suddenly becomes a realistic dream. More participating nations also means larger audiences, broader media coverage, and greater commercial interest from around the world. Supporters see growth and inclusion. Critics see a business strategy. The truth may contain elements of both. And that leads to an important question. Could making the tournament bigger also create new problems? Bigger tournaments create excitement, but they also create challenges that are much harder to see from the outside. More teams automatically mean more matches. More matches mean a longer schedule and greater physical demands throughout the competition. Coaches and analysts worry that a longer tournament could reduce recovery time and increase fatigue over several weeks. A larger competition also increases travel, logistics, preparation requirements, and organizational complexity across multiple host locations. Others argue that adding more teams could create mismatches, especially during the early stages of the competition. Whether these concerns become reality remains uncertain, but they are impossible to ignore. Whenever a major tournament changes, some groups benefit immediately while others face new challenges. The 2026 expansion is no different, and its impact will be felt across the entire football world. Smaller football nations are among the biggest winners. Teams that previously had little chance of qualifying may now realistically reach the tournament and inspire millions of supporters back home. Fans also benefit. More teams mean more stories, more rivalries, more matches, and more opportunities to see countries compete on the global stage. Broadcasters, sponsors, and commercial partners may gain the most financially because a larger tournament creates more content, more advertising inventory, and more global attention. Critics argue that some traditional football powers could face tougher schedules, increased travel demands, and a tournament environment that becomes harder to manage. In the end, whether this expansion creates more winners than losers may determine how history remembers the 2026 tournament. Every major change comes with uncertainty. While many people are excited about the expansion, nobody truly knows how the new format will perform until the tournament actually begins. If the matches remain competitive and the atmosphere stays exciting, the tournament could become a historic success that changes football forever in a positive way. But if too many games feel predictable, or if supporters lose interest during the early rounds, critics may argue that the tournament became too large. The entire experiment depends on one thing. Can a larger competition maintain the same excitement, quality, and global attention that made previous tournaments so memorable? History shows that some sports changes succeed beyond expectations, while others create problems nobody predicted when they were first announced. And that is exactly why the 2026 tournament may become one of the most important moments in modern football history. The 2026 tournament is more than a sporting event. It is one of the biggest experiments the football world has ever attempted, and its impact could be felt for decades. Supporters see opportunity. Critics see risk. Both sides make compelling arguments, and both may be partially right when the tournament finally begins. More nations will have a chance to compete. More supporters will have a reason to dream. More communities will feel connected to the global game. 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 host nations. Numbers that illustrate just how ambitious this tournament truly is. Whether the expansion becomes a masterpiece or a mistake will depend on the quality of the matches and the experience of the fans. One thing is certain. When the tournament begins, the entire football world will be watching.